Hello, I'm Priscilla. I'm a Houston, Texas nurse, and I'm going to help you take action today for a healthier tomorrow. And specifically today, we're going to talk all about cholesterol. Cholesterol is very misunderstood.
Just don't get it, do you?
And I'm going to help you by telling you what is LDL, what is HDL, and also what might be causing you to have high LDL that you're not thinking about. And then we'll also talk about simple tools to help you increase HDL if that's a concern as well. So let's get started. The first thing that we should talk about, number one, that does not get discussed enough, is that insulin resistance is highly inflammatory. And you might be thinking, this video is about cholesterol, why are we talking about insulin resistance? The reason is that insulin resistance is at the heart of any inflammatory process in the body, especially as we age. So if you are concerned about cholesterol, you need to be thinking about insulin resistance. You can turn down the dial of insulin resistance in your life. Insulin resistance leads to glycation. And glycation is when sticky sugar molecules stay on structures and get stuck where they don't belong. And that is what we think about when we think about cholesterol, right? You think of a pipe and it gets clogged, has buildup. That is also glycation, and it is linked to insulin resistance because high blood sugar levels cause the lining of arteries to become inflamed. They change LDL cholesterol. They literally change the structure of it. High blood sugar does. And it causes sugar to be attached to a variety of proteins, which changes their normal function. High blood sugar and blood sugar imbalances, which all can be traced back to insulin resistance, impacts your cholesterol. So think about that. All right. So when we talk about cholesterol, there's two types we need to think about. There's LDL and there's HDL cholesterol. LDL is given the title bad cholesterol, although I don't agree with that. But HDL is considered the good cholesterol. So LDL is not bad, but it is the one that doctors monitor, and we want to make sure it's not too high. And sometimes the reason that people have high LDL cholesterol is because LDL is actually transporting cholesterol from the liver where it's created to specific organs. And sometimes that process doesn't go very well, right? Because cholesterol actually has a very positive impact and it's necessary in our body. The problem happens when LDL can end up dropping off that cholesterol, dropping off its passenger at the wrong location. Let's say there's a gut issue and so your liver starts producing more cholesterol. LDL comes along, transports that cholesterol to the gut, but maybe in the process it ends up accidentally dropping it off in an arterial wall. This is why it's referred to as bad cholesterol. It's more likely to do that and then to potentially cause issues than HDL cholesterol. And so what can cause high LDL? These are things that don't really get talked about enough. You've probably heard of some of these, but this is phenomenal to think about because it puts you in the driver's seat. Now, genetics can cause high LDL, and that is something to take into consideration. And we can't change our genetics, but we sure as heck can change our lifestyle choices, right? And so here are some other things that cause high LDL. Inflammation. That's why I think the top thing you should do is focus on insulin resistance, because insulin resistance leads to chronic low-grade inflammation. Low thyroid function. So if you're someone and you have hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's, or you feel like you might have subclinical hypothyroidism where you feel like you check all the markers for hypothyroidism, but maybe your blood work isn't giving you that degree of diagnosis, then I still think that should be a factor in you considering if your thyroid is causing you to have high LDL. Another thing that can lead to high LDL is high cortisol or stress. Vegetable oils and trans fats. We do not need to be having those. Low vitamin C, so diets low in vitamin C can actually cause high LDL. Glycation, which I spoke about earlier, this is the end product of imbalanced blood sugar, another reason to think about insulin resistance. And then also surgery or trauma. So if you have recently had surgery or you've gone through a really traumatic event, The reason LDL is high is because it is your body releasing cholesterol to go tend to these areas that need repair. And so the body is so intelligent. So if you go get blood work done, and let's say you had surgery not too long ago, think about that. And then the last two things would be non-alcoholic fatty liver disease or poor liver function can cause high LDL cholesterol. And then, of course, insulin resistance, that can as well. So if we can focus on improving all these things that are in our control, if we make sure you avoid trans fats, if we make sure you get enough anti-inflammatory foods, we work on decreasing or reversing non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, get enough vitamin C, improve your thyroid function, that can potentially improve your LDL cholesterol as well. So if someone has high LDL, does that mean that they should avoid foods that have cholesterol? And this is what you should know. 75% of cholesterol in our bodies is produced by the body itself. 25% or so is derived from our diet. So if we want to improve our cholesterol levels, shouldn't we focus on that 75%? Shouldn't we focus on why is our body producing so much cholesterol rather than be so concerned about this 25%? I'm not saying you shouldn't change your diet. I do think there are dietary changes that need to be ushered in when there is high cholesterol, but my suggestion and guidance for you is to make those dietary changes based off of the root cause of the high cholesterol rather than just the cholesterol itself. You are not getting high LDL cholesterol because you're eating eggs. There is because eggs have cholesterol. There is so much more to it. That would only account for 25% of the increase in cholesterol. So why is this other area, what is filling that 75%? And as always, moderation is key, right? You don't want to, like if you're eating 12 eggs a day, maybe we need to cut back a little bit. But I would look at the root cause, okay? So what foods specifically are shown to increase LDL? The number one thing you need to avoid is going to be trans fats. Trans fats are specifically inflammatory, and they have gotten really intelligent on food labels to make it. You'll see trans fats listed on the ingredients list and food labels. They will make the serving size so small that they can say that there's 0% or zero trans fats in a product when there actually is some. So what I would recommend is that obviously you look at the trans fat, make sure there's zero, but also look at the ingredients. We want to avoid anything that has hydrogenated oils, partially hydrogenated oils such as cottonseed oil, palm kernel oil, or vegetable oil, and then also avoid vegetable shortening. Trans fats can be found in many ultra-processed foods, coffee creamers, margarines. Just read your labels, and that's going to help you significantly. Put you in the driver's seat, right? And then what is HDL and how can you boost it? These are great overall lifestyle changes that you can start implementing that are going to improve your life. So HDL is considered good cholesterol. It transports cholesterol from the bloodstream back to the liver, okay? So there's not as much of this risk of it being dropped off at the wrong location. Its destination is just go back to the liver. This cholesterol is going to be recycled or eliminated. And so the reason that it's referred to as good is its ability to rid the bloodstream of potential buildup, okay? Rather than add to the buildup. And then it makes you kind of think too, LDL isn't bad. LDL is actually good because it is going to go serve a purpose to help your body. It's not like the body or the liver is just releasing cholesterol to cause harm. It is releasing cholesterol to go cure a part of the body or to aid in repair. HDL is also a very potent antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. That is so cool. It supports vessel health by promoting the creation of nitric oxide, a gas that keeps your blood vessels open. How cool. Okay, so let's say you go get blood work done and you have low HDL. We don't want that. So listen to these 4 simple ways to improve your HDL levels. And I would say even if you have normal HDL levels, let's boost it. Let's keep it going. Let's make sure they're nurtured in a good environment because we all need these 4 habits. Number one thing you can do to boost HDL cholesterol, daily movement. Go for a walk, go for a bike ride, go for a swim, but specifically walking. That is so beneficial. You need to move your body daily. The second thing that can help to improve HDL levels, an antioxidant rich diet. Having a daily eating plan and making sure that you are getting foods high in antioxidants. These would be things like fruits, nuts, vegetables. These are foods that literally put fires out in your body, and they help you age well and prevent disease. So we need to have more of these, and they also boost the good cholesterol. The third thing would be to maintain a healthy weight. I would make that even more fine print and say maintain a healthy waist circumference. Your waist circumference, in my opinion, really does paint a picture of your blood sugar balance, cortisol balance, and overall health as we age. Your waist to height ratio specifically is very important as an indicator for health issues. And so if we can bring that down alongside a healthy weight, I think that helps. I just think the term healthy weight can be very generic because some people are lifting weights, they're more muscular. Some people might need to focus on building muscle and maybe they're not at a healthy quote unquote weight. You know, you can always go off of BMI, but I don't think that's the best thing either. I really would focus on your waist circumference. And then the final thing that can help to increase your HDL is going to be omega-3 rich foods. We need to have the ideal omega-6 to omega-3 ratio is 2 or 3 to 1, meaning for every 2 or 3 omega-6 fatty acids you're consuming, we should be consuming 1 omega-3. The typical American diet is something like 22 to 1. We all need more omega-3s in our life and we need less omega-6. So omega-3 rich foods would be fatty fish, extra virgin olive oil, chia seeds, flax seeds, things like that. You can make sure that you're getting high quality fatty fish. I struggle with that too. I think it's a challenge. I don't want to increase my intake of like mercury from salmon or things like that, but things like sardines, always make sure that when you're getting them, you are getting them not in an omega-6 oil. Make sure it's an olive oil or something like that. Also, I would avoid farm raised and I would get Alaskan sockeye salmon if you're going with salmon. But any of these other fishes, that's super beneficial for you. Also, grass-fed beef will be a good source of omega-3 fatty acids as well. I hope that video was very helpful. If you have any questions, please comment below. And then anything else that you would like to see a video on that can help you age well and prevent disease, let me know in the comments and I will gladly create a video. See you next time.